We are at the Royal Society today. We are celebrating the launch of an excellent report after a review of university investor links, led by Tony Hickson, who's Chief Business Officer at Cancer Research UK and previously worked in tech transfer at Imperial College London, so a guy who's steeped in knowledge in this space and has come up with an excellent report.
This area has been somewhat a contested space with a lot of views, narratives out there by different communities, quite often saying universities are too slow or that they're not good at connecting with investors. But I thought, well, let's have another look at it and let's get an independent person, very expert in this area, who doesn't have any particular axe to grind, to take a look and tell us something about where we've got to and where we might go next.
We have organisations, assurers like LNG, writing reports about spin-outs as an asset class, and we have to clock that is a big difference to a decade ago.
There is a lot of positive stuff to say about the UK. You know, we are doing really well in terms of raising venture capital. Our spin-outs coming out of our universities are as good as those being produced by the US at the same rates as the US. However, there is more. You know, there is a sense from everyone, both universities and investors, that there is more that we could extract out of the system. We're still not optimised, it's still fragmented and uneven, and if we could somehow work together more as a team, we could really make more of what this country has to offer.
I've spent pretty much all of my career in the startup sector and very much have lived the experiences that Tony's been talking about. I think in terms of for investors and universities, we've got to step in each other's shoes more and understand what we have. And what we have is a world-leading, pound-for-pound research base. If we can communicate that better, we can then attract UK investment to invest in our own future, to really give the firepower needed to generate escape velocity from all of this research into real great emerging companies and life-changing solutions for UK people.
Universities are extremely complex organisations. You know, they have multiple priorities. It's not just about commercialisation. You know, it's trying to balance that, whereas investors, we very much want to go fast and we want to get a financial return from spin-outs, as well as, you know, having an impact on the economy. There's a mismatch there of priorities, timescales, but at the same time, you know, universities are engines of economic growth. So we have to find a way to make it work.
I do think there is a real challenge, and we have underinvested in this proof of concept stage. And I think it's one of the most important stages, both for today and clearly for feeding the pipeline for the future. We've got to get a lot smarter about getting, you know, institutions, venture capitalists like myself, the angel groups in earlier, pension funds, etc.
What the ideal would be in terms of the outcomes we're trying to drive here is obviously around economic growth and productivity and bringing to market innovations which will benefit society as a whole, whether that's around clean tech, AI, health. So those are the areas that we'd be really hopeful to see come through from backing these spin-outs. We've got a tremendous base to work from. It's now just making the most of its potential, of the significant investment the UK government is putting into the R&D system. Our job is to make sure that potential is fulfilled by making sure the capital is present in the market to back those companies.
So I think this is a pivotal moment. We do stand here to build a system where hopefully every place can perform like the best. And we're giving the public a return on their money, good jobs, stronger public services, clean growth. I was in conversation with a government department recently where they talked about a major investor whose thesis in life was all they needed to do was goal hang around Oxford and Cambridge, maybe Imperial and UCL. And they had the UK covered in terms of investment opportunities. So what would be success for me would be seeing that investor build a midfield so that they have to scout many more universities in the UK in fear of missing out on key investment opportunities.
Thank you very much.
If I could only do one thing to make universities and investors work together, it would be to build long-term relationships with each other. What's very clear, what's come out of this, is that these short-term sort of transactional interactions are the pain point between universities. And if they can spend some time getting to know each other, spend some time building those long-term relationships, this will get a lot easier and better in the future.